There's a real life experience, a real life story that happened to me years ago. April 26, 2017 to be exact. That was the time where we go out and it was tragic. So I'm trying to tell this detail by detail. So hold up and hopefully you enjoy the story as I am practicing storytelling. It's just, I think, a good lesson to reflect with because I think this is my second life already. Sorry for that. I am drinking while drinking my milk. What happened there was we got out of town to be exact, and we were cousins. We are we have our uncles and aunties is basically how can you how can I say that? Basically an outing for the family, for my cousins, to be specific, my second and third cousins. So my family's not around there. I was just 16 years old back then. And we're out on a beach, Zambales, Philippines, if you know that. So we arrived there and to celebrate the birthday of our uncle, which you know is I don't think if I'm gonna drop names. It's hard to really you know tell the story little by little. So yeah, basically it's been years that it passed through us every year. It's different without him. So what happened there was we were celebrating the birthday, and then after that, maybe 2 nights of being there together, something like that. We're just having fun, washing the dishes, you know teamwork on the things that we do, because just basically the family vibe that we give whenever that we go out for a family gathering, something like that, of a setting. So the house that we stayed in is just near by the beach, maybe 500 meters walk, and then you are in the beach already. So it was kind of convenient for us to just go back and forth to the beach. And yeah, at that time we really enjoy swimming. I enjoy swimming. Most of us enjoy it. And maybe because we enjoy it because there's not much beach around. in the place that we stay, which is here, um our place, so you go out in an outing in a setting that's just, family, where you can do such activity like swimming in the beach, running in the white sands and all that. The lesson there is maybe, why am I jumping into lessons immediately, you know? So I just wanna sink that into my mind because the details were, scattered all over my mind. So I was just trying to get back on those um specific stories and details that I wanna share with you. So all the fancies are mentioned. All the fancies are mentioned. And the good stuff, the food, the place that we stayed in, the beach, the sunset watch together with the whole gang, So like these second and third cousins of mine were just my big brothers. Most of them, are older than me, and I'm probably the second most younger on the boys that always together in that, because you have a group there, So, yeah, that's just basically a fun thing to do. Such a memory right now that I am replaying into my head. I can really, reflect, and I can really see, and visualize what happened on that specific date. And almost a decade now. So 9 years in. So 16, I'm 24 now, going 25. So that's like 8 to 9 years, right? So I was so innocent at that point. And so we go on to specific, the downside, the maybe the climax of this story, maybe the turning point of this story, where it's around 4 p.m., maybe around that time. Not really specific about the time, but about, it's not much of having uh it's hard having that, boredom, and then we get out there around 4 p.m. to jump into the beach. So before we got into the there, or like we were on the seashore, if that's the right term for it. So we we were seeing some waves so far to the west of the sea, maybe, or east. Yeah, east. No, west. It's around here, man. So maybe 300 meters to 400 meters. That's just my estimate, or maybe even 500 meters. from shore to that point, we see waves. And you know what that waves are? Those are square waves. And these square waves, we have not, we don't have any idea what are those back in the days that we were there. And then the square waves were so beautiful, like out when we were on the shore, we are seeing those square waves, and basically we get there safely. We get there in the square waves. It was low tide at that point when we are going there, and then when we are there, the square waves 500 meters apart from the seashore, the wave starts to happen, or the wave starts to like pull us back, and we don't have any idea what's happening. And it's honestly, at that point, I was just trying to float. If in case at 16 years old I am the guy that's that's not the, or if at that moment I don't know how to swim, but luckily for me, I know how to float, how to, even though you cannot, even though the floor level of the sea is so far, I know how to swim upright, so I can, float and just pull myself out of that place. We go there. We were six boys. We were six boys going straight up into that square waves. And as I've mentioned, it was low tide. That that's why we get there without any, you know, without any struggle on the surface, or the depths of the sea, because it's uneven, right? The sea is uneven on those surfaces. It's not like a pool that, 6 feet only, right? So there's shallow part, there's a deep part. So yeah, low tide, we got there, and it already happened. The wave starts to get harder and harder, and trying to pull us back. Now, that's where we started to panic. That's where we started to shout. That's where we started to ask for help. And someone, I don't know, someone or my cousin, the girl cousin, took a picture of us. Only our heads showing in the sea, right? So we were six. In the first picture, six, and then we are calling for help. They thought they were this cousin on the shore thought we were asking for a picture because we were shouting and all that. Little did they know that we were asking for help, because the waves are pulling us back to that place where the square waves are at. So after that, The square waves are still going and going, pulling us back. And it's so far. Like, I'm swimming using my hands, using my feet, just like the normal, so you can float. And then my cousin right beside me tried to submerge himself to see how, to see the depth of where we currently are. And he was 5'10", and I was just like maybe smaller at that time, maybe around 5 foot 5'2", and I did not submerge myself. I continued to swim. While he was submerged, he raised his arms up like this. That's how deep where that's how deep the ocean, or where the part of where we currently are. And at that point, someone was taken away from us without us realizing that, you know, because we panicked. We cannot save everyone. We cannot save others because we were struggling to save ourselves, right? So we were six. Oh my god. I'm in tears, man. I am like having a goosebumps right now because I want to just reflect on that. And while talking and storytelling about what happened, it feels like I replayed the whole scenario in my head, and it's getting to me right now. Like, god damn, like that was a solid experience for me. For us, maybe we were six, then we came back. We're just five only, and after that, they searched the locals there. They searched for the missing one. They had the boats, and mind you, the two, or like the two are still there. The three of us, uh, we safely got back to that shore. Three of us, and the two of us are, close to drowning. That's how the situation were when we are still trying to get back. I am still on that, like, going back to the shore, like, they are saving those two guys, were my friends and cousins. It's so hard to, like, just get back and swim, like, it's always pulling me back. Like, I don't know how much we spent, like, how many times, or like the time there that we crossed, or to just get by on that shore. And what happened there is the one that's drowned totally was my second cousin. My grandfather and his grandfather were brothers. And It's my neighbor, my childhood friend, a guy that protects me, and a guy that teaches me play basketball, you know, and shows how to stand up for yourself when you are, you know, getting hit or getting like he was a strong he has a strong personality to just, get up whenever life is trying to throw something at you. People trying to trigger you and, you know, just basically uh put up a fight with you, something like that. But he was strong. 30 minutes we were on the shore and they were looking for him for like 30 minutes. They were able to get him back on the shore, but he's full of water and food. He was able to throw that up like puke, and my cousin was able to CPR him while he was on the shore. They were able to bring him to the hospital. That's not where the story ends. They were able to bring him to the hospital, and now they are gonna call us back. They are on the hospital and we are on the house that we stayed in. While waiting for them, the phone the phone is ringing, and they told me to pick that up. I am the one to pick that up, the phone. And I was like traumatized for what happened, like I'm just zoning out. I'm so scared at that point. I'm gonna pick up the phone here and answer the phone. It was my uncle to it was my uncle on the other side, right? And he said that he's gone. My cousin's gone. And that uncle is the one that has the birthday. And on that his birthday, we lost a family member. And when I heard that, I was so speechless that I could not even speak and tell to the ones that I am with at the house of what happened. That's the most painful thing that happened to me. I was traumatized on the beach, on the ocean, and all the little things that happened there because we were so happy. We are having fun. And then suddenly that single event changed the scenario. I know it's really confidential to say this or it might be sensitive, but this is my second life. Or maybe even I don't know how much, like I'm just grateful to be at this age, at this point. At that time he was 18 years old. I was probably 15, 16 if I'm not mistaken. Then that thing happened. Whenever that I experience such fun activities, happy emotions, and all that, I was triggered. I'm triggered that something might happen after this fun and games that we were experiencing at the moment. I've learned so much after that event. I have grown so much after that event. So fast forward, it's going 10 years next year probably, if I'm not mistaken on the years. So if you are still here listening to what I am saying, you should cherish those people that are around you. I'd say it's an accident because no one really knows what will happen next, right? We did not know that that type of waves are dangerous. And we didn't even know that were waves, like noticing some type of phenomenon there in the ocean or in the sea. We did not have any idea on that. That's why it happened. And we were so mesmerized on that square waves that we did go there. Like, what the fuck is happening with us? Is there something that pull us? Is there something, that got us there? Is there some kind of uh something that we don't see take us there? Took us there, you know. 18 beautiful years, man. That's just the story. I hope you learned something and stay safe. Peace out.